Welcome back to Make It Happen. And I'm here with my co-host, Coach Patrick Gale from Albany State. Welcome back, guys. And we just want to pick up where we left off. Now we are going to discuss the part of free agency where I think is going crazy bananas right now. And we do have a lot of good free agent or guys who thinking about moving on, getting better, helping the team to be successful. A lot of guys are looking to win a ring. You know, that's what we play for. That's the whole reason why we play. You look at a guy like Dillard, who's right now is thinking about moving on or forcing Portland to make a decision. What do you think about that, Coach?
I love Dame. I love Lillard. We're bringing up players that come from college, and he was a big time player at Weber State, big time player at Portland. We all want him to, play for a contender. I think the league is better when you have your best players play, deep into the playoffs. So, you know, Portland to me has a great crop of young talent. Anthony Simons, another, Florida kid, Shaden Sharp. They have with Scoot Henderson now a great crop of young talent. And I understand Portland wanting to have those guys grow with Lillard because Lillard is a great leader. But for the fans' sake, we want Lillard to be playing, deep into May and possibly June. And I hope that he will go to Portland and say, okay, it's time.
Okay. Here's my thing. He's a great player. We all know that he can score with the best of them. But at this point in his career, he has to win. There is no if about it. He needs to win now. He needs to show that he can win. He needs to show this is the reason why I'm the top 75 players. Because every guy's at his, level, that's one. Look at a guy like Klay Thompson, who was 1-4. And yeah, we can say, well, he has a team that is tailor fit for his game. But Dame has to win right now. There's no if about it. And if I'm him, I'm looking at contenders. I'm looking at guys who can get me to that, you know, where I need to win. Um, I think Miami will be a good fit for him because they know how to win. They know how to get there. Miami has been to two NBA finals in a short period of time. So I'm looking at Miami to as a place to where I can play with Jimmy. Jimmy's very tough minded. He's a hard worker. He's a blue collar guy. And they got Pat Riley down there, man, who's a nonsense guy who's really going to, put forth winning above all things. So that could be a place for him to, win. Um, I could say LA. I like what they're doing. I know people are saying that LeBron is a little older, but LeBron could still give you 20 and 25 a night. And with a guy, Dame, he can come in and take that stress off of LeBron. Um, Good shooter from the perimeter. Definitely could attack the basket, could run the point guard position, and also play off the ball. So I think they give him, a lot more. So I do believe LA could also be a fit for him.
Philadelphia too. It looks like Harden wants to trade. I think Philadelphia would be a great fit for Dame with Joel Embiid. Um, and he's shown he can win, with a big that can be a defender. They got to the conference finals with Ennis Cantor, I believe, as their center. So can you imagine what he could do with a Joel Embiid?
I do agree. You know, him and Joel would be a good fit because they don't get in each other's way. I think Dame could, he had played with a big, guy before, so I think that only helps him. Um, and as far as James Harden, man, I don't know where you think he may land. I mean, I know he wants to win. Do you feel like James Harden has to change some of his game wherever he lands? I know he can definitely help a team because he can score with the best of them, and I think he still can. But what team you feel at this stage of his career that could benefit him and he can benefit them where he's a fit?
This is going to be a controversial statement, but I think it's the team he's trying to get traded from. I think I think Philadelphia was a great fit. He just didn't want to play in Doc's system where it's more of a ball movement and playing through Embiid, in the mid post or in the elbow. But they were a few minutes from going to the conference final, the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think that James, wants to be that player that kind of heavy, high pick and roll usage, but I think James, if he can kind of at this stage in his career, be more of a cutter, be more of a catch and shoot guy, and also I think play a little bit less minutes so that his minutes are meaningful. At the end of the game when the team really needs him. I like his fit with Philadelphia. I thought he played very well with Tyrese Maxey, with PJ Tucker, with Tobias Harris. They were very talented. They should have beat Boston. They had, the home court advantage. They had, the elimination game on their home court and they lost. And then they went to, the worst thing you can do, go on the road game. Where's he going to go that's going to have an MVP player like Joel Embiid? He's not going to go to Denver. So where else is he going to go and have that dominant force with him? So I think he should stay in Philadelphia. I really, with what he does and what he wants to do, I don't know where he can go, to fit a system to win an NBA championship. So I think he's best if he wants to win a championship, to stay right where he is and change his game. It's easier for him to adjust his game than to go to another team and kind of get to know that team and that chemistry to win a championship.
I do agree. I do agree that he should stay where he's at. But if and only if this will work if he go to Dallas. Now Dallas could be a place for him, only if Kyrie decides to move on, right? He can fit in that system. I do believe that they have to take the ball out of his hand a little bit more and let him play off the ball. Get some movement in his game. I always say, ever since he came in the league, his best season was with Oklahoma, right? And it's so sad that they break that team up a little bit too early. But he has to now, at this stage in his career, to play without the basketball, be able to play off the ball. And I think he will be successful when the ball moves. I mean, Golden State shows you that when the ball moves, hey, we win, and I think that works good for his game. I know that he wants to win. The next team I would say he can go to and fit, is LA, because he can be able to score the ball the way that they need scores, other than LeBron. So if Dame is not going to go to LA, I think James Harden could also fit in playing for the Lakers.
I think the Lakers will be a good fit. LeBron can play with anyone, and he's got a dominant big in Anthony Davis. The problem is, LA doesn't just need scoring on the perimeter; they also need defense on the perimeter. That's why they made, those trades for those wing defenders. So when you have on the perimeter of James Harden, and I think similar, situation with Dallas, when you have on the perimeter James Harden and Luka Doncic, teams are gonna try to exploit, that defense in the playoffs. The really really good teams. You look at, in the West, how Golden State, their system is with moving, and same thing with Sacramento, same thing with Denver. It's going to put a lot of stress to have, James Harden not only score, but also defend, those systems of constant movement. So I think he should stay in the East. And if we're looking at teams, Miami's looking to make a big splash. Maybe they don't get Dame, they didn't get Bradley Beal. Do they take a look at a James Harden? Can he play with a Jimmy Butler next to him? Because Jimmy's such a great defender, because that culture, you're gonna play defense. So they can kind of do, a good job of kind of masking his, his defensive liabilities and enhance what he does offensively, because they desperately need, to get one more guy that can score next to Jimmy Butler.
And I agree. I think Miami will be a great place for him. It will help his mindset because, like I said, the only way it works for him in Miami, and Pat Riley, love that guy, man. He can take guys and rebound their career and make guys better because of his basketball IQ. But he's a no nonsense guy, and James Harden got to come in right away, decide that I want to win here. It's a winning culture. It's what they're doing down in Miami. So I do believe that would be a benefit for James Harden and also for the Miami Heat. They do need to put up more numbers on the board. I mean, you just watch the final game. They need a guy that could help close the game with Jimmy, and guys that other teams are going to fear when they have the ball in their hands. And I think that James Harden still is that guy for the most part right now, but he has to make the move right now. He's one of those guys that's in that area that has to win right now to say, hey, I was one of the best. I played the game. He has to win right now. But I just want to switch gear for a second because I love this team and what they're doing. Sacramento Kings. I mean, you got to look at Sacramento Kings, man, and how they are just changing the culture for that team. since Boogie Cousins left that team. I think that they have rebuilt their team into I can say go as far as say they're a contender. They're a team that to definitely watch out for. They gave the Warriors a ran for their money. I mean, they had them on their heels, and they just extended my guy Harrison Barnes, contract, 3-year contract, $54 million extension. He's looking at. So that's a guy that got a definitely key because he's a winner. He's one of the only guy on that team that has a ring and know how to win. So I look for that young team to definitely go deep in the playoff this upcoming season.
I agree. I love Sacramento. I love Mike Brown. I love Harrison Barnes. You know, when you talk about veterans, that's a veteran that a lot of teams should look at. Harrison Barnes type. Before, well, actually after him, technically Andre Iguodala. We talked about Miami. Udonis has them. Teams really need to look at, and I think that's what Sacramento is one piece away from as far as the team is going to grow together. They're going to be heavy players in the free agency market because they have the money. But I think if they get the right, veteran free agents, their window is open. They are a contender. I think this was De'Aaron Fox's first playoffs. He's realizing what it takes. They took a dynasty 7 games. So they get that right player that can come in and fit their system. They're gonna have to get better defensively, but they're so good offensively. They don't have to do much defensively, to contend. So I love Sacramento. I love their system. I love Mike Brown and what he does. I thought he did a great job, and he didn't get enough credit for what he did in Golden State. But I love Sacramento.
I definitely agree. Just the Kings is they are going to be one of those teams that's going to be seriously moving forward up the ladder in the playoffs, and I can say they can compete now, and I love to see that. Now you look at it, you look at a guy like Kyrie, man. I don't know. What do you think? You think he stay in Dallas or he moves on?
Well, I think if he wants to get paid, he's going to have to stay in Dallas. I don't know if there's a market for him to get the money that he would get in Dallas. What helps him in Dallas is that they would lose him for nothing. As far as basketball and a basketball fit, I mean, let's be honest. It's the Lakers. He's won his only championship with LeBron. LeBron, can figure, and LeBron can play with anybody, but LeBron can figure him out off the court. As far as personality, Kyrie is so talented, and he'll help any team. And I wanted to work with Luka because I think they're so gifted, both of them. But as far as winning, I think LA is the best place for him. I think LA needs him, and I think he would thrive in LA with LeBron.
But here's the thing with that, and this is maybe a little bit controversial, but that's saying, man, hey, I'm running back home to daddy. I'm not going to go play with LeBron. I'm sorry. I'm showing that. Listen, man, I've been around the league. Kyrie's a talented guy. He's a very talented guy. He can play with anybody. I have to show that, hey, man, I can win with LeBron. It's my guy. I love him, but hey, man, I can win without LeBron. And it's kind of like Kobe and Shaq, right? Kobe was so talented and Shaq is amazing. I mean, Shaq, right? But Kobe wanted to show, hey, man, he ain't the only one that could play over here, and he's not the only one that why we won. I can do some things too. And I think that Kyrie just got to figure that out and get with a guy and that could actually, help him win to show that, hey, man, I can still play this game. I do believe Dallas is a place for him playing with Luka. Luka is such a, smooth guard, I would say. Big guard. You can't speed him up. Sometimes I was like, wow, the way he plays, you got these little quick guards, pressuring him, but he just know how to play by his pace. And I think what Kyrie give him is speed up the game a little bit, have Luka play off the ball a lot more because you can shoot it. You can do different things with Luka. You can put Luka on the block, to post up and work on his post game. So I like, him playing in Dallas. Now they just got to get some other pieces around them if they want to compete for an NBA championship.
I think that's the key. I was just about to say, if you look back at when Kyrie was with Kevin Durant in Brooklyn and when they lost to Milwaukee in the second round, Kyrie got hurt. And again, Bruce Brown was on that team. Joe Harris was on that team. They had really good vets that did the dirty work. I think Dallas has to re-sign Kyrie, talk to Luke and Kyrie about really elevating, the team offensively and just giving more effort defensively to win. But again, just similar to Damian Lillard, you can't have a playoffs without Luka and Kyrie on the same team. When Kyrie got to Dallas, they were in the playoffs, and then they ended up not even making the playing game. They've got to figure it out in Dallas how to surround Kyrie and Luka because they're both talented enough. What to surround them with. Obviously, they need a rim protector. They obviously need some wing defenders, but they've got to figure it out in Dallas because those guys are way too talented. And as far as your comment about Kyrie trying to win without LeBron, I mean, Dwayne Wade won without LeBron before LeBron got there because Dwayne Wade was a great two-way player. If Kyrie wants to win without LeBron, he's going to have to figure out, how to have more of an impact on defense and on offense. LeBron won with Anthony Davis, LeBron won with Kyrie, LeBron won with Dwayne Wade. But LeBron in all those situations, was a great defender enough to win a championship. And I think, Luka and Kyrie have to, they're offensively, there's not a problem with them. It's a defense that they're going to have to figure out, how to slow other guys down to win. And I don't think that's talked about enough when we talk about college players. Most of the time, it's young college guys that can come in the league and can be great defenders, and they got to work on maybe making a corner three, but they're already there, as defenders. I think that's going to be the key to next year. Who's going to be that piece that can come in and be great defenders to help elevate a team like a Sacramento, to help elevate a team like a Dallas to winning?
Uh, I mean, I don't know. I think that he should stay with Luca and figure it out and try to win. With a guy like Luca, and that would set him apart to say, hey, I won my second championship. You know, um, I won't say on my own, but without LeBron. I think that's for me said, I arrive.